All right, I remembered it. It was Mexi. That's who it was. Okay. Anyway, something I left off from the other video. So, I want to make a word about controlling your emotions. So, I think it's important. Nowadays, of course, a lot of folks are getting arrested. A lot of Fed posting. A lot of folks getting swatted. Over the past 10 years, I would say, probably more, but still, a lot of folks are getting swatted. A lot of folks are getting arrested. A lot of folks who, because of the rise of people who have become at least thousandaires, maybe a couple millionaires, from doing online stuff or stuff from YouTube or Twitch. You create this, you create the internet warriors, you create the trolls and all that stuff. And you have to be able to control your emotions. It's like, for me, I genuinely could not remember that Mexi gal's name. I was like, oh, yeah, that's who it was. Okay, yeah. Because I try not to give them that much attention. Now, to be fair, I give people like Vosh and people like, Bo the Fifth Column a lot more attention. And I need to kind of let that go. Admittedly, like I say, I've gotten a lot of clout, YouTube clout, which doesn't mean much, from people like Vosh and Justin King. And, I want people to stay because they like my content. They like what I make. The reality is they probably don't. They probably just say, oh, he's a reactionary. He's a Nazbol. And now that's true. All right. All true points. But I think that there's a lot of nuance there, It's like I said, this is the age of nuance. I said that in the video because they're talking about Joe Biden. I think that people are forced to just simply not just be against Trump. Now they have to show their actual beliefs. I see Bo the Fifth Column's audience pushing back against him on, certain points about the police. We see Vosh's audience pushing him back on the police and saying, no, you shouldn't just, that's bullshit. You should fight the cops, bro. Fuck them pigs, We see Vosh saying that, well, the CCP, the Communist Party of China, the CPC, is doing much more for its people in terms of, reducing climate change than the U.S. I'd say, overall, yes. The thing is that he's trying to give nuances to that, but of course he said that China is fascist and all this sort of thing. But of course he'll say that the Republican Party are all terrorists, this and that. It's like, that's nice to say, and that's, like I said, that's very strong rhetoric, though, That is on the edge of Fed posting, where it's like, okay, you're going to say that they're terrorists, this and that. I guarantee you're going to have some spurgy Vosh fan out there, or some spurgy guy who happened to listen to you say that, and said that you called the Republican Party, terrorists, this and that, just, worse than ISIS, that you're going to create. You're going to have someone who's going to do some crazy shit. I'll put it that way. I'll read between the lines on that. But, so you have to be responsible for that. And I have to control my emotions. Believe me, I've said a lot of Fed posty stuff on here. And this is more, I wasn't sure how I was going to put it, but this can go for people who follow somebody, but also for people that do make content, where it's just like, you have to be aware of what comes out of your mouth and, what people hear, because what your intention versus what someone assumed can be two different things, right? So, it's difficult to try to say, but, you have to be able to control your emotions and to try to give as much explanation as possible without being extraneous, That way, your audience does not get the wrong view of things, I think for the most part, my audience is, as I've said this before, is that you are who you are. My audience would be like, yeah, that was a bad take, bro. And, I can appreciate those points. And I do try to listen to that, I'm not going to belabor it. Don't worry. I'm not going to belabor certain points. But I think that you have to be aware of the fact that a lot of folks, that this is what they do. They're online. They go on Discord or whatever, and they go back and forth. I think a lot of the real crazy stuff, I think, has died down to a point. I say that, but it's like a lot of folks are more aware of the dangers of what rhetoric can do, I think. But I think that it's still a worry and it's still a concern. And I think that, people should just be aware of it. Anywho, I hope that made some sense. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. See you later, and goodbye.